Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Ishan, though I'm a little tired right now because actually I was watching an anime till 5 in the morning. The name of the anime is My Hero Academy, or you can say as Boku no Hero. It's really nice and fascinating anime. It was my fifth time completing this anime, all of its season. Well, if you know about any other anime that is really fascinating and very nice to see, then please mention it in my comment box so that I can go there and watch the video, or you can say the anime. Well, now coming back to for what I am making this video, there are varieties of organic manure and fertilizers available in the market, though they are classified into two groups, and they are the organic manures, or you can say as the natural manure, and other is the artificial or chemical fertilizers. So these are the two basic groups, and now we are going to know about the organic manures, different kinds of organic manures, and after that we are also going to know about the fertilizers. So let's know about them one by one.
So the first that we are going to know is the farmyard manure. It is a mixture of cattle dung, urine, litter or bedding material, portion of material not consumed by cattle and domestic waste like ashes, etc., collected and dumped into a pit or a heap into a corner of backyard. It is allowed to remain there and rot till it is taken out and applied to the fields. Well rotten farmyard manure contains 0.5% nitrogen, 0.2% P2O5 and 0.5% K2O. Now the second thing that we are going to know is the compost. Well rotted plants and animals residue is called compost. It means rotting of plants and animals remaining before applying in the fields. The essential requirement for composting is air, moisture, optimum temperature, and a small quantity of nitrogen. It is an activity of microorganisms, and some people recommended the addition of suitably prepared inoculum to introduce microorganisms for decomposing the materials. Now the third one that we are going to know is the green manuring. Green manuring crops are grown in fields itself either as a pure crop or as an intercrop with the main crop and buried in the same field. The most common green manuring crop are sun hemp, daincha and guar. Tender green leaves and twigs are collected from wasteland which are spread in the fields and incorporated into the soil. Shrubs and trees are also cut and turned into the soil. Examples are Glidicida, Sesbania, and Karanj.
Well, since we know about the organic manure, so let us also know about the biofertilizers, because biofertilizers come under the category of organic manure. These are the natural, or you can say biological nitrogen fixing organisms which are really important in agriculture. So let's know about the different kinds of biofertilizer one by one. But before that, let's first know about its advantages.
So the advantages of biofertilizer are that they help in the establishment and growth of crop plant and trees. They enhance biomass production and grain yield by 10 to 20%. They are useful in sustainable agriculture. They are sustainable in organic farming and they play an important role in agroforestry.
By the way, in our previous video, we came to know about the different nutrients that are required by the plant for their growth. So if you wish to watch that video, then please go to my description box, click on the link given in the description box and watch the video.
Now let us begin by knowing the different kinds of biofertilizer. So the first biofertilizer that we are going to know is the rhizobium. Most widely used fertilizer is rhizobium, which colonizes the root of specific legumes to form tumor-like growth called root nodules. These nodules act as factory of ammonia production. The rhizobium legume association can fix up to 100 to 300 kg of nitrogen in one crop season. The next one is the azotobacter. Application of azotobacter has been found to increase yields of wheat, rice, maize, pearl millet and sorghum by 0 to 30% over control. Apart from nitrogen, this organism is also capable of producing antifungal and antibacterial compounds or hormones. The third one is Azospirillum. Certain microorganisms like bacteria and blue-green algae have the ability to use atmospheric nitrogen and transport this nitrogen to the crop plants. Azospirillum is inoculated to maize, barley, oats, sorghum, pearl millet, and forage crops. It increases the grain productivity of cereals by 5 to 20%, millet by 30%, and fodder over 50%. The next one is blue-green algae. The utilization of blue-green algae as a biofertilizer for rice is very promising. A judicious use of these algae could provide to the country's entire rice acreage as much as nitrogen obtained from 15 to 17 lakh tons of urea. Algae also helps to reduce soil alkalinity. The next one is azolla. A small floating water form, azolla, is commonly seen in lowland fields and in shallow freshwater bodies. These fern harbors a blue-green algae known as Anabaena azolla. It is a live floating nitrogen factory using energy from photosynthesis to fix atmospheric nitrogen, accounting to 100 to 150 kg of nitrogen per year from about 40 to 60 tons of biomass. The next one is mycorrhizae. It is the symbiotic association of fungi with roots of vascular plants. It is useful in increasing phosphorus uptake, example in fruit crops like citrus and papaya.
So here we have completed with the organic manures, and now let's move on to the fertilizer. So the first fertilizer is
Nitrogenous fertilizer. Under this category, urea and ammonium sulfate are present. Second is the phosphatic fertilizer, and under this category, superphosphate and basic slag are present. Third one is potassic fertilizer, and in this muriate of potash and sulfate of potash are present. Fourth one is the complex fertilizer, and under this category, diammonium phosphate and nitrophosphate are present. Fifth one is the mixture fertilizer, and in this granulated fertilizer, which are the mixture of different grades, can be present. Sixth one is soil amendments. In this gypsum and limestone are present. The last one is the micronutrients, and under this category ferrous sulfate, magnesium sulfate, borax and copper sulfate are present.
Well, now you would think that why didn't I actually explain about these fertilizers? I didn't explain about these fertilizers because we are going to know these fertilizers in detail in the upcoming videos. So there's no need to know about them right now. Now the end of our video is here, and I hope you liked it. If you liked it and find this video helpful, then please click on the like button and share this video with everyone. As well as if you are new to the channel, then please subscribe and click on the bell icon to receive the notification for our upcoming videos. For our next video, it will be on the vermicompost. Till the next time we meet, bye bye and have a nice day.